So as we wrapped up the show, we were talking about a mom who deleted her 14-year-old's all her social media accounts because she didn't like that she was an influencer.
Yeah.
And that was pretty crazy. You got to imagine that didn't go over so well with the 14-year-old.
Oh, God, no.
Well, guess what?
What?
Sky sort of did the same thing.
Woo.
And wildly enough, didn't go so well in her house either.
We ain't done yet. It's time for the P1 Podcast.
Fun's not over yet.
Completely uncensored and unfiltered, except for that part.
Looking for the after party with it going.
The show's after show starts now.
Yeah, Sky is not deleting accounts yet.
Thank you.
Or anything like that. Didn't get that drastic.
Not yet.
But you did have enough of your daughter and all of the social media stuff and just being online, really.
Yeah, technology in general. Two things have gotten out of control. My daughter's 11 years old, and two things have gotten out of control this summer, and that is bedtimes and technology time. And how is it out of control? Well, legit, basically no rules or regulations on either.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Go to bed when you want, wake up when you want.
Oh, my God.
Technology in your room all the time.
Not a big fan of rules over
Around
there,
the-
or what's going on?
You think this was my house?
I know, seriously.
Yeah, no, it's like embarrassing because it's a zillion % our fault as parents.
No,
I mean,
we know.
I know.
Oh,
I
You
know.
didn't
nobody
need to
was-
say that.
I know, but-
Nobody thought it was Loveland's fault.
No, but I needed to acknowledge that
Okay,
I'm aware.
as long as you accept it.
I'm aware of this.
Yeah, here's the thing: is that's all fine and dandy, but then I say, good luck to you, madame, when it comes to be school time.
Yes.
Because then the kids are all fucked up. It's
Oh,
not,
all
and it's not
fucked
their
up.
fault, you know.
No.
And they're used to going to bed at fucking midnight or 2 a.m. or whatever, waking up at
11.
noon.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, well, have fun come school day.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah. So summer started off fine. There were lots of camps. There were lots of friends. So it was kind of a lot of the usual, playing with friends, sleepovers, all that stuff, going to camp. So she was having to get up. She was having to be active. So she was only really home a couple hours a day. And, that's when she would do technology. Great. But then last month we started traveling a lot. Like we did a trip to New York, and then we did a trip to Northern California, and then the family from Northern California came and stayed with us. So it was a lot of like, there's no schedule. You know what I mean? Like you and your cousin are building a fort in the living room, and next thing you know, it's, midnight, and then the dads are up, and like, so just a lot of shit went crazy, and there was no schedule anywhere. Well, so all of that settled down about a week ago, and everybody left the house. And in my mind, it's like, okay, well, now we're going to get back to like where we actually have rules and shit, And so that is what I thought was going to happen. But she didn't have camp this week. She wasn't feeling well this week. And I didn't really realize that the husband we weren't doing bedtimes anymore. I guess she had convinced him because it was summer and because there were so many nights of like when we were in New York, we were up till 1 a.m. When you were at the cousin's house, you were up till 2 a.m. So much of that where she was like, oh, Dad, I'm good. I'll get myself to bed. And then, I have nothing going on, so I can sleep in however late I want.
You didn't catch on to this?
Well,
You're already asleep, right?
You're already asleep.
I'm asleep by 9 o'clock, and then I leave the house
I'm
at like
shocked
3:30 a.m.
that the boo would let this happen. Because doesn't this fuck up his jerk off time?
That is a great
Ooh,
point.
that's a great point.
Like, what
Yeah.
is he doing?
If he doesn't know that she's fast asleep, he can't jerk off.
He's
in the
up till
living room.
all hours of the night, though.
I mean,
No,
Right.
he's been going to bed before her.
what time does he go to bed?
1 o'clock,
Oh my God!
And how old is she?
11.
11.
That's pretty wild, Scott.
Yeah, and so I've been coming home
Look
this.
at Emily. Emily, you're shocked.
Oh,
That's
Emily,
pretty wild,
Sky,
Sky.
look at this.
I know.
Like,
Look at what's
honestly,
happening.
That's like barely ever happened, and if it ever has, it's like been because we were awake too, or something. Like,
You guys were out partying.
Yeah.
Reed was watching the house
Reed
by
was
himself.
DD.
shut up. That's crazy. DD.
Yeah.
Stay between the lane, Reed. Get us home safe, idiot.
Focus.
You need more gas? I'll get the pedals for you.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah. So
Seatbelts on, Mom.
So
Sleepovers are for pussies, Reed.
oh my god.
Really?
Why
She
would you
would say that.
Why would you say
She
that?
would say
Why
that.
would you say that?
How is this going there?
I don't know.
Hey,
It
Reed.
was like starting off like that. How good of a parent I am that this
no,
is
hey,
happening in our house.
shocking,
Hey, Reed, roll down the window and pull up this mailbox. I want to show you something.
Oh my god.
Really?
Once I get it, pop the trunk.
Wow.
Emily, why would you do that?
Yeah, that's a lot, Emily.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. That never happened.
You're the good parent in this
I
scenario.
am. So can we not go there?
I can't believe it. Like, this is crazy to me.
Yeah, so no bedtimes. Okay, you're sleeping in now till like 11. Like literally, I got home yesterday from work close to noon, and my daughter had been awake for 15 minutes. She had just woken up.
Wow.
Hey,
Yeah.
wow.
She had just woken up.
Now, when kids get older, because I remember when I got into my teen years, I loved sleeping in, like especially on summer weekends. And I could stay up late. But I was older. I was probably 15, 16, and I'd stay up till all hours of the night and sleep all day or whatever. And that's teenagers. But at 11,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty wild, Sky.
Yeah, because this thing of her wanting to stay up forever started with a bunch of sleepovers, where that's like now the challenge at the sleepover.
Yeah,
to-
your daughter slept over at my house a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And my daughter, she's got a bedtime. She goes to bed. Her bedtime's like 9:30.
Okay.
And so she goes to bed by 9:30 every day. And so Loveland stayed over, and so they stayed awake till I want to say like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And I mean, that's unheard of in my house. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
Nah.
And so my daughter was a wreck for like a week. She was
Oh,
fucking
really?
miserable. and I said, well, it's just one sleepover, not a big deal. I didn't know this was like a regular practice at Sky's house.
Yeah.
What a bad influence.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my kid hanging out with that.
I guess not.
Yeah. No, and I even told her before the sleepover at your house, like, hey, this isn't an all-night type of deal. This isn't your friends from the neighborhood.
She didn't
like,
listen.
Yeah.
Oh no, she did listen.
You're not
going to
going to
bed
get
at 1
private
o'clock.
chefs to make you ice cream floats, ice cream
yeah, yeah.
sundaes.
Okay, that's not something.
Like, come on,
No.
be real here.
No.
You don't have a professional pillow fluffer that's going to
Yeah.
come in right before you
They
guys go
live
to sleep.
east of the 5, Loveland.
Mr. Eddie, where's your souffle maker?
Oh, souffle maker.
Mr. Eddie.
Like Reginald in our house?
Okay,
Where
nope.
is he?
There is no
Where does he stay?
Nope.
No souffle maker?
Nope. That's
Mr. Eddie, who's going to cut my pancakes and feed them to me?
Okay, really?
My pancake cutter.
So stupid.
Jason, the pancake cutter?
Yes. He's new.
Oh, no. Whatever. So yeah, so clearly
Whatever.
bedtimes have gotten fucking out of
Sounds
control.
like it.
Yeah,
That sounds
jeez.
brutal.
And at the same time, this has gotten out of control with bedtimes. Technology has gone along with it, where all these hours that we're now awake, she's on technology, all of them.
That's what I was going to ask. What the fuck is she doing until fucking 2 in the morning?
Yeah, all of them. Well, she's making loom bracelets, she's making bead bracelets, and then she's also watching like 3 devices at once. Like I'll go in a room and literally the iPad is on with like some YouTube video, and then she has her phone right there with TikTok scrolling, and then she has like all her arts and crafts shit all around her.
Oh my God.
So much. It's so much. And you'll ask her, she'll be like, no, I'm doing arts and crafts. So I'm like, no, I see some weirdo on YouTube, and then I see some TikTok girl doing a dance right there. So this also getting out of control. And then once I realized how late she's staying up and then when I'm asleep, then I'm like, well, this is what she's doing fucking all night. And what kind of creeps are on TikTok at like 1 o'clock in the morning, right?
Boo.
Yeah.
Because, again, TikTok is the whole country. I mean, the whole world, but still. So for her, it's 1 in the morning. But, if there's people on the East Coast, for them, like, who are these fucking creeps and what are they doing? So I decided enough's enough.
Uh-oh.
Mama's got to put the foot down and get in there, and we actually have to have some rules.
Emily, do you got or technology rules in your house, or is it whenever?
Reed's not allowed to use his like iPad or devices in bed before he goes to bed. He's allowed to watch a calm movie before he goes to bed at night. But
Calm movie and a shotgun of a natty ice.
Oh yeah, shotgun and eyes.
And like how long before
I'll show you how to
bed?
do it, Reed.
Oh, wow.
Bang it against your forehead and you suck it
That's what
in.
I'm doing.
So
Fucking
stupid.
shotgun and beers with Reed before bed.
Yeah. So how long before bed do you cut it off?
That stops about maybe 2 hours. I don't know. I don't really have an exact time, but like it's usually we have dinner and we'll watch like something as a family in the living room while we eat.
Oh, that's so
This
cute.
is like the Waltons.
I know. So that's like about an hour, and then he's usually in his room about 45 minutes to an hour with just like a movie on. So it's a couple hours.
So do you have like a thought in your head, like if he's on his device for an hour, like that's plenty, or anything like that?
Not 100%, no, because Reed's weird that he's not that wild about staring at his devices for that long. It's odd. He'd rather play with
that's good.
build
Yeah,
a trash
that's
truck. No, I know
really
it's good.
That's really good.
But
Gosh.
so I don't have to really regulate the devices.
We have that stuff in our house.
Oh, you
where
do?
if my son Jack, all he wants to do is play video games. That's it. He wants to be on his Switch nonstop, and so he continually badgers me daily. And so I'll let him play for like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, and that's it. Same thing with my daughter and her phone. She kind of wants to be on her phone, doing whatever. I don't even know what she does on it. And then, that's it. You're on it for like 45 minutes, and that's about it. And that's the entire day.
Wow.
Yeah, so sorry. We have a pool. If we have a great backyard, go fucking play. Like I would have given anything to have what these kids have, growing up.
Yeah.
It would be incredible.
Yeah, growing up, I didn't have a video game system until I was 13.
Loser.
My
I had
dad,
a Nintendo
I'd say-
in my room, bro.
My dad would say, I'd ask my dad, "Could I have one?" He would just say no, and I'd say why, and he'd go, "Because I said so." And that was the end of the conversation.
Ouch.
But I would be outside riding my bike, playing capture the flag in the woods, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Always with my friends. I would,
Yeah.
in summer, I would be with my friends from as soon as the sun comes up to the end of the day. I mean, and we'd be doing whatever, riding bikes, playing baseball, doing whatever. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah. And honestly, with my daughter and her friends, like she was hanging out with the friends in the beginning of summer, but, not recently that we've had so many camps and people are traveling. But even when she hangs out with her friends, like they'll all go to the park and then I'll like watch them from afar and they're all sitting in a circle on their phones at the park. And I'm like, what the fuck? You guys are there's a play structure there. There's a massive field. You have your skateboards.
And all the parents let them have their phones when they're supposed to be playing at the park.
Oh yeah, Loveland was my daughter was the last one to get a phone with service out of her friends, and she was acting like she was like being beaten because she's the only one without service at 11 years old. I'm like, really? And again, how many times have I said we have a pool, we have a trampoline, we have a swing hanging from the tree? Like, go outside, do something. So technology out of control. I don't even know how many, this past week, I don't even know how many hours she's probably been on technology, more hours than she has been sleeping this week.
Wow.
There's probably some days, and this is horrendous, 10 hours. Wow. 10 hours.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because she would get
What
up.
happened when she liked to read?
Oh, she used to love to read. Remember that?
Yeah.
We didn't allow her to watch TV. Remember that? That was
That didn't last very long.
Oh my God.
yeah. Remember that? Oh,
There
she
was
would
a
have
time when you didn't allow her to watch TV.
Oh, yeah,
And she was very defiant about it too.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, really? She can't watch TV?
Oh,
She'd
I'd
be like,
brag.
no.
Oh yeah.
She's not allowed.
Oh, she'd have stacks of books by her bed
Yeah.
to the point where you couldn't even walk to her
Now
bed
it's
because there'd be
10
so
hours
many
of
books.
devices.
Dude, insane. So finally, I'm like, and then I noticed she's getting bitchy. She's getting depressed seeming. There's anger, stuff going on.
I mean, it's not hard to figure out what's going on.
I don't have to be a doctor to fucking put
And
this.
no sleep and just
together.
staring at a screen for 10 hours.
Yeah.
will do that
And
to
what are you watching?
Yeah.
Shit that's terrible.
Yeah,
probably.
that
Yeah.
hurt your self-esteem.
Yeah.
Good-looking women, good-looking girls who are famous for doing what you want to do, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
I get
All
it.
of
I get it.
You get that.
Is that
Wait,
Is this a therapy
get
session
it.
for you right now, Thor?
I always feel
You're
worse after I
okay.
go on TikTok.
You're worthy,
I always
Thor.
feel
and
worse.
you're a 34-year-old
I
man.
always feel worse.
Yeah. So
It's the shittiest app
Okay.
because it makes you feel like
fucking.
shit after you're on it. See? It's so true.
Okay.
So-
Well, then maybe don't go on it.
I honestly, I stopped going on it as much because you get sucked in. I'll go on it for funny old wrestling videos, but once you start to get into the influencers, it makes you feel like shit.
Oh.
Because you're like, how much fucking money is this idiot making from doing that stupid dance?
Yeah.
This is so crazy.
yeah.
Turn down a weird rabbit hole.
Sure did.
Sorry. I just get where Loveland's coming from.
Oh, you and an 11-year-old girl.
You
Yeah.
relate.
Okay.
I can
relate.
totally
Same
relate to
wavelength,
where
huh?
Loveland's coming from.
Okay.
She gets it, man.
Wow.
She gets it. So yesterday I knew we had to have a talk. So after the show, I even, talked with Eddie. I talked with Emily during the show. Like, hey, what are the rules in your guys' house? How are your kids doing with
Do
technology?
you actually have rules?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have had some input.
You don't have any kids.
I mean, I could have still had input.
But, hey,
I mean-
I was a kid.
okay. With there was no
TikTok.
TikTok back then.
Yeah, and you're clearly struggling too. So
Yeah.
you may need to go to boot camp with fucking Loveland. Okay? Yeah, not going to you. Sorry about it. So I knew that we got to have a talk. We're going to set some fucking rules. And honestly, I was dreading it so much because my daughter is like kind of having so much anger and sadness that like we're scared of her at some points. You know what I mean? I know. Because we
We got
don't.
some issues here.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm exposing it all, right?
You just don't want to make everything else worse by adding something else.
Well, we just know if this discussion's going to happen, it's going to be World War III.
Why? Why don't you just say, hey, we're going back to normal? Like, clearly we're out of control. You're staying up way past what you should be staying up. You're on your phone nonstop. Like, we got to go back to normal, Evelyn. Like that's enough. It's okay.
And for her, this is the new normal, is what
God.
she tried to
Well,
explain to me last night. And this is what all her friends are doing. And she is chatting and FaceTiming with friends till like 2 a.m. So clearly there's other
If your
people.
friend jumped off a
Yes.
cliff.
Right. So
What do you have to say?
I
As
waited.
a kid, I would go, yeah.
Okay, good.
I waited.
Do it.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
You want that?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I waited all the way till the very end of dinner.
Oh boy.
And then sat there, and me and the hubby, because of course the hubby's going to be a mute. He's just going to, sit there. And,
What? He didn't lead the conversation?
no, he's just going to sit there and be scared for his fucking life. Oh my God. And that's when we let her know that things have gotten out of control. We feel it's affecting your behavior. We feel like it's affecting your health. And starting tonight, we will have restricted technology time, and we will have a set bedtime starting tonight.
Well,
Wow.
okay, so did it go over well?
Fuck no.
Okay.
2 hours of tears and crying and
Wow.
why, and you guys are so mean, and I'm the only
I get it.
one.
God.
And then
I
I'm
get
explaining to her if I was really mean, there would be zero technology
great
time,
point.
and you'd be reading a fucking book right now.
So hearing that,
Yeah.
to me, the most fascinating thing will be what is the new rules in Sky's house?
What's the
What
okay
is the
time?
bedtime and what is the technology time? Because you heard me, it's like 45 minutes screen time. That's about it. And then bedtime. We have set bedtimes. I have 2 kids, so my younger one goes to bed. In summer, he goes to bed at like 8:30, and then it might even be earlier at school time. But then my daughter's 9:30, and it might be a little bit earlier at school time. So that we actually have set times and stuff like that.
And is it 9:30 during the week and the weekends?
Yes.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
just
it doesn't
9:30.
change. It's because it gets too kids don't get it. In summer, there is no weekends. It's all the same.
That's what she was trying to tell me.
Yeah, well, it's true. I mean,
Yeah.
what's weekend? I mean, what's the difference from Saturday to Wednesday? I don't got to go to school today. I don't got nothing going on.
Well,
What do
she
I
has
care?
camps, and so I was trying to say, well, like, in surfing camp, do you want to be falling asleep on the surfboard? That's probably not so safe,
Yeah, surfing camp.
She gonna fall asleep on the
Well,
surfboard?
no, but
Surfing
like
camp.
you're
Fuck, is
not
that
gonna be on your
I
game.
don't
You're not gonna be on
understand
top of your
this
game. You're not gonna be
Surfing
rested.
camp?
Yeah, surfing
Next week
camp.
it's horse jumping camp.
Yes.
Oh, it was paddleboard. It was paddleboard.
Yelling out demands camp to your
That's not a
servants.
camp. That's not a camp.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Get me water.
That's not a thing.
She'll be doing counting your hundreds next week. That's great.
Wow.
100.
No,
That's pretty good.
200.
no, that's not a camp. Okay, so we set some rules, and
What are they?
I don't want to say.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no.
But it's better than it was before. I feel like
but we're putting our foot down.
right.
Like we gotta step in here. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You recognize this is crazy.
Right. Yeah.
So
Right.
let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Like
yes, but
technology. Let's start with that.
okay. So after 2 hours of crying and screaming and disagreeing and talking about,
But we're not. No talking. You set the rule. What is there to talk
Didn't
about?
you go in with a plan and a number?
the plan I went in with was to take away technology for the rest of the week. That's the plan I mentally went in with.
Well, that's That's insane.
So
That's
drastic.
the death penalty. You go from one extreme to the other. That
Yeah.
makes no
and,
sense.
and you're punishing her for no reason.
That's what I was gonna say. Punishing her for something she didn't do.
For something
we
that
didn't
you
do
guys did.
She didn't do
you
anything
did this to
wrong.
her.
Yeah. So once before it came out of my mouth, I did have all those realizations of like you feel like shit because as a parent you let it get out of control, and so you want to yank the chain back, but that's not fair to her.
Well, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's why I'm
You gotta
like,
be a real idiot.
yeah. So that's why I decided we're gonna meet in the middle, and that's where we're gonna start to get us ready for school when it goes back to normal. So technology, God, this is fucking embarrassing.
Don't say it.
Is now limited to 5 hours a day.
5. You're.
5 hours a day, dude.
do you know how long that is? she's gonna go blind. Like
I'm
all
surprised
that
she
much
already
screen
hasn't.
time. Well, exactly.
5
5
hours.
hours.
Dude, honestly,
wait,
she's
hang
been
on,
doing
time out.
fucking 10
And she
hours.
lost her shit over that?
10 hours.
You were the parent that didn't want to watch didn't let them watch TV,
Yes.
only could read books.
Yes.
Everything had to be the super healthiest thing on earth.
Right.
Now you're agreeing with your daughter to give her 5 hours of screen time.
Well, because all her friends, like they have plans.
This-
They FaceTime so they can play Roblox together.
Scott, I hate to tell you
Oh.
it, but this little girl runs that house.
Everybody knows that.
Again, yeah. I mean,
I-
tell us.
Stop breaking
I
it.
thought you were
Stop
gonna
breaking
break
it.
something down here that we didn't know.
Sky.
5 hours a day.
Sky.
5 hours a day.
I was thinking, I had in my mind 2 was a good place to start. It's still a lot, but in my mind, I'm like 2.
I am in complete shock, but I 1,000,000% agree with Emily. 2 hours is insane.
Maybe an hour sometime in the morning.
2 hours is insane. But you go, okay, we got to fucking pump the brakes here. I'll give you 2 hours, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll really pull back the reins.
Yeah.
Once school begins.
Yeah. So she gets 2 hours in the middle of the day during my nap time, and then she gets 3 hours at night, which is normally when she's
Basically
with her
all day.
friends. Well, no. So she gets 2 to 4.
You don't think in the morning she's gonna be on her phone and stuff?
No, because
Yes.
we now
Not fucking around.
no, we now part of the new deal is we take all the devices out of her room at bedtime every night, and then she doesn't get them back until her time starts from 2 to 4.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Wow.
Wow, Sky.
So I
Hey,
really,
you put your foot down.
really
Yeah,
laid
at
down
least
the
you-
law
yeah.
there.
I
I
wish you did
mean,
something.
wow.
I mean, I cut it in half. I cut the time in half.
That's not good enough, Sky. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I got to tell you, I
Okay.
feel really good right now.
I'm honestly
I've never
impressed with
felt this
Emily.
good.
I am
I'm
too.
impressed with Emily.
I've never felt this
Mom
good.
of the year.
Oh, thank
Who
you.
fucking saw that coming?
Yeah.
Okay, we've dealt with that.
No.
Oh, God.
What is the new crazy bedtime?
Again, she hasn't had a bedtime. She's been staying up till like 2 in the morning.
But she's 11, Sky.
She's 11. So on weekdays, she will be allowed to stay up until 11, and then on weekends she can stay up till midnight.
Wow, and she's 11. I wasn't allowed to stay up that late when
Okay.
I was a kid.
School's gonna start from like a month, not even a month. For
A
you.
month
like,
for her, yeah.
Month for you.
At the end of August.
Good luck. That's all I have to say. Good luck. Midnight.
Looking at Eddie.
On the weekends.
Midnight.
On the weekends. On the weekends. Friday
What
and
the
Saturday.
fuck is the difference?
Friday, Saturday nights!
Why?
I don't know. During school, she has a different bedtime for the weekday to the weekend, and it's
Okay.
normally an hour difference.
Okay.
So And it's
during
summer.
regular school time? What is bedtime and what is the weekends?
it was 10 and 11.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, because she had a late start time. She didn't start school until like 9 a.m.
Okay.
And
But
so
then
she
she's
got to
going to
sleep.
regular school again, though, right?
But yeah, now she's going back to regular school.
In a
where
couple-
What's that start
In
time?
a couple years, Sky's going to be like, she could only have 5 friends come over for the keg party in our house. That's it.
I'm only going to
five.
buy 3 cases.
Yeah,
Only
they're
three
only
cases.
going
Only
to
3.
Yeah.
What? I cut it in half.
Damn it.
Sky!